So, in our last class, we were discussing about four regulative principles. We were discussing about meat eating, that people often argue that if we will not consume meat, then we will be undernourished. How will we get nourishment? But this is really not true. I shared one PDF. You may read that whenever you get time. So, in that, Prabhupada ji is telling that people often say, kind of excuse they make, that doctor advise us that for your protein you should consume meat, you should consume non-veg, otherwise you will not get nourishment. But this is actually not true. How? You will see that if they really want to take care of their bodies, but then also you will see, we all know this, that intoxication is bad for us. We should not consume alcohol, we should not fag, smoking, we should not smoke, etc., etc. All of these things are very poor. This makes our health very poor. Apart from this, we should not consume impure food, which is not good for us, unhealthy food, junk food. But people often consume that also. They consume late meals, late night meals. They and they do not sleep on time as well. They do not wake up early in morning. So they don't follow these good habits. If they really want to take care of their bodies, then they should also follow these things. But it's just they make excuses for the sake of satisfying their tongue, for the sake of satisfying their taste, that we want to take care of ourselves, we want to nourish ourselves. That's why meat is very important for us. This is really not true. We also discussed this thing that devotees, they, even though if they were not in Krishna consciousness, they used to consume meat, but then also now they are following purity, they are consuming only Krishna prasadam, so they are not feeling any kind of undernourishment. Is any devotee suffering from any undernourishment here? No, no, we are not. We are overnourished. Is it not? We consume nice prasadam, lots of prasadam. We actually strive for not consuming much so that we may lose some weight, or things can be like this. But you will see these are all excuses, that if we will not consume these things, then we will be undernourished. These are just excuses. This is not reality. Despite their meat eating, subject to so many diseases. We discussed this thing in our last class. So yes, this was one thing. Apart from that, we also discussed about gambling, that gambling is also discouraged. You will see the war of Mahabharata. That also happened because of gambling only. So this is also not good, because it agitates our mind. It may make our own friends and relatives our enemy. So gambling is also discouraged. Okay. Now let's move forward. Hmm. This then is the purificatory process by which one can become a Brahmana. Anyone who will follow these four regulative principles, he's actually following purity, which is very difficult in Kali Yuga. See, devotees, they follow all the things constantly, they are doing everything. That's why it is very easy for them, because they are doing it. But it is very much difficult for other people who are not following it. Even if one has, like, anyone who is a neophyte devotee, he may also struggle, but no need to worry. Just chant your rounds very nicely, very attentively, and Krishna will handle everything. One more thing I want to share with you all regarding this very nice, great reflection Krishna gave me. That Krishna, we have heard this thing many times, but I actually realized this thing that Krishna wants us that we depend on him completely, like completely surrender, complete surrender. We don't think even a tinge that, oh, I can do this by myself. Now, how I realized this thing, I shared this thing in Hindi class, in Hindi session, that I was struggling in chanting my 16 rounds. So earlier I was like so cool. Oh, 16 round is very like I can chant 16 rounds. It's really not a big deal for me. I can chant more rounds. So I was cool. It's not like I was feeling any kind of uh, proud, but still I was cool that I can chant 16 rounds. No problem. I'm not facing any kind of problem. I used to hear about devotees that they are facing difficulties in chanting 16 rounds, but it is very much natural for us. It is natural for us, no doubt. But I was like feeling so cool. I can chant 16 rounds. So, see, here only we do mistakes. So, from this, I realized that we should always Krishna just wants us that we plead from Krishna, we plead to Krishna that Krishna, if you will not handle, then I will not be able to do it by myself. And this is reality. So now anything I do, I always keep reminding this thing to myself that no, I'm not doing this. Krishna, if Krishna is willing, then only I will be able to do this. And this is reality. It's not like we are falsely assuming these things or falsely accepting this thing. It's not like that. This is reality because ultimate doer is Krishna. So this is really amazing that Krishna wants complete surrender. That we completely surrender. We completely depend on him. We don't take any worries. We don't put our illogical mind in things that how will I do this? How will this happen? No, you just completely surrender it to Krishna that Krishna, you take care. This is not my responsibility. This is your responsibility. You handle. I'm not the doer. You are the ultimate doer. So this is quite amazing. So yes, anyone who will follow these four regulative principles, he will become a Brahmana. He will become a true devotee. Same thing we discussed in our Hindi session also, that yoga means anyone who is controlling his senses. Anyone who is breaking these four regulative principles can never become a yogi, can never become a yogi. So, this is the purificatory process by which one can become a Brahmana. Brahmana is not by caste. There are many so called Brahmanas who wander here and there. We are Sharma, we are Joshi, etc., etc. But they are, if we ask them, okay, what is the ultimate purpose of this human life? Oh, that we don't know. They will not tell you anything. So, this is one thing, that Brahmana is one who is not by the caste but who follows the purificatory process. This path is open to everyone, not limited for only Joshis or Sharmas, surnames. I hope here is no Joshi or Sharma. No. Yes. So one should understand this thing, that this path is open to everyone. A Brahmana is one who is truthful and pure and tolerant and simple. We were discussing these terms. Truthful means that he really wants to serve Krishna. It's not like he is showing off in crowd that I am a devotee. He will serve Krishna. He will do his services for pleasing Krishna even when no one is there around him. So that is truthful. This is one meaning. There can be many meanings of this. Pure, following purity. See, this is also very amazing thing that devotees who follows purity in their lives. It's not like we are doing any kind of chua which we say in Hindi. It's not chua that we are, if we are following purity, that we have to take bath twice or other things that we follow. It's not like it's chua. People might argue that we are soul, we are not this body, then why to take care of these things? Because we are in this body. Right now, okay, we are soul, but we are not realizing this thing that I am a soul. Right now, we are in this body, so we have to work from this body. And for that, we have to take care of all the things. So, this is all foolish arguments that we are soul, then why to take care of these external things? This is foolishness. We are in this body, we have been given this body, so we will have to work accordingly. We can't neglect these things. And you can see the purity that devotees follow. Isn't this just amazing? Amazing means this is really amazing. Who is following such purity? I'm telling this now, I haven't even imagined this thing in my mind that there might be such people who follows this much purity in their lives. So this is just amazing. They are tolerant. Any provoking situation do not hamper them. Okay, now devotees might say that, but we are not tolerant. Provoking situations do hamper us. We often get angry on things, but try to understand this thing. Haven't you progressed? Like, if you observe this thing, you will you will come to know that earlier you used to become angry. You often used to become angry on little small things, and that angriness was about for that angriness was for your sense gratification. But just observe this thing that now also, if you get angry on things, is it for any sense gratification or is it related to your devotional services? Devotional services, if anyone is disturbing you, he's snatching away your mala, he's not letting you do your devotional services nicely, then this is natural, we will get disturbed. That why are you disturbing us? Why are you disturbing me? I'm not disturbing you. You do your sense gratification. But why are you disturbing me? Let me do my mala. Let me do my japa. Let me do my devotional services nicely. So you will see you are not getting angry for any sense gratification. Of course, angriness is not good for anything, but still, you will observe this thing that by time it will get minimized. It will get minimized. So, devotees are tolerant. One amazing reflection again I got when I was interacting with one Mataji. I was telling her something. So, it was a great reflection that Krishna gave me again. Again, you might have heard this thing also, that humility is the thing which attracts Krishna very much. Our humbleness. Our softness attracts Krishna very, very much. You will see devotees of demigods, they are not, they might not be tolerant or they might not be soft. And demigods also don't care about these things. Why? Because like it is very easy to become devotee of demigods, because those devotees, they don't want, they are not serving demigods for the sake of getting their love. They want any, like mostly it is seen. This is seen that they are serving demigods for the sake of getting something material belongings in return. That's why you will see devotees of Lord Shiva. Most of them are demons, is it not? But so they might get pleased with their sacrifices, with their whatever sacrifices they do. Demigods might please with them, but it is not that easy to, means it is easy, of course, to please Krishna. If you are doing anything for pleasing Krishna, Krishna will get pleased from that. But we should understand this thing, that our tolerance, our humbleness attracts Krishna very much. So that Mataji was telling that I refused at my home, my father, that I will no more consume non-veg. So I was telling this thing to her, that you did nothing wrong if you refused, but try to tell them very politely. If you will shout on them, I will not consume non-veg, you do whatever you want to do, then definitely they will get angry. We should try to be as much polite as we can. And this politeness attracts Krishna very much. Means Krishna is so much pleased with this behavior of his devotees. So devotees are tolerant and simple. Simple means no any fancy things. The all the dazzling things, which we call chaka chaunt in Hindi. All the dazzling things, they don't care about all these things. They live simple life. Simple living, high thinking, full of knowledge and faith in God. So anyone who serves Lord Krishna, then serving Lord Krishna, doing following this process of bhakti yoga means giving birth to two children. One is detachment and another is knowledge. If you will serve Lord Krishna, then you will automatically get detached from this material world. And you will be full of knowledge. Means you will get more and more knowledge of scriptures. You will be grabbing more and more knowledge. So these two things automatically comes in our life when we follow Bhakti Yoga. He can control his mind and his senses also. Okay, let me just adjust the screen first. Yes. He can control his mind and his senses also. How he can control his mind and senses? By putting it in service to Lord. As simple as that. At the present moment, there is a great necessity for Brahmanas, because almost everyone is a Shudra. Shudra means, let's say, human beings, they might have got bodies of human beings, but they are actually behaving like animals. Just like animals, they spend their life in ignorance, like whatever, eating, mating, sleeping, defending. So people are also doing like this. So at present moment, there is a necessity, great necessity for Brahmanas, devotees, because almost everyone is a Shudra. For almost everyone is wholly engaged in maintaining the body, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. all symptoms of animals and Shudras. Society cannot be peaceful unless there are four divisions of human beings functioning in harmony with one another. These four divisions are comprised of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. The four Varn ashram. These are four Varnashram. These are discussed by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita in this way. So, here is this sloka. Let's try to recite this. चतुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागशः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्य कर्तारमव्ययम् चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्म विभागशः तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्य कर्तारमव्ययम्. Okay. According to the three modes of material nature and the work ascribed to them, the four divisions of human society were created by me. Now, when it is Krishna, not me or anyone who will be reading this, it's Krishna. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. Bhagavad Gita 4.13. Now, what does that mean? That although Krishna has created these four divisions of human society, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Although Krishna has created this, Krishna is the creator of this system, but then also it's not like that Krishna has to be categorized in these from these divisions. People often say that Krishna is a Kshatriya, but it's not like this. One should understand this thing that okay, these divisions are made by Krishna for human society. Why? Because human society, we people, we think like this that I am a woman, I am a man, I am this, I am that. Although we are soul, but then also people, they just want to do something. A businessman cannot quit his business. Although he might know this thing, he might get this thing that I am not this body, I am soul. But then also he will not quit his business. And same way, other people, they will not quit their jobs. Jobs means not only the things they do for the sake of earning money, other things also. All the services they do. Why? Because it is our, again, natural state that we want to serve. So Krishna has created these divisions for us, for human society, but it's not like that Krishna will be categorized with one of these divisions. It's not like that. Krishna is beyond all these things. Even soul also don't have to follow all these things. In spiritual world, no one is following these four divisions. No one is following Varnashram there. They're all busy serving Krishna. Their only business is to serve Krishna. No other business. So, yes, one should understand this thing. These four divisions of men in society, in human society, are natural, not artificial, because in this material world, everything is operating under the influence of the three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. So, in every division, like people of different categories, they are they are affected, they are influenced with these material nature, the modes of material nature in different quantity, let's say. Means you will see some people, their mode of goodness will, they will have so much of mode of goodness. They just want to do, they just always, they're so much passionate of doing so many things. Some people, they will, their mode of goodness will be more, always they are so much peaceful. They just want to do nice things for the sake of welfare of other people. So their mode of goodness is high. And some people, their mode of ignorance will be more. They'll be like so much lazy, only lethargicness, no other work, sleeping only or eating so much. So all these things. As long as we are in the material world, it is not possible to classify everyone in the same category because each and every person is working under the influence of the modes of material nature. So this is clear. However, when we transcend the material plane, there is oneness. At that time, all the divisions fall apart. The question is therefore, how are you understanding what is the meaning of this line? That when we transcend means when we get our, when we realize our original state, which is our constitutional state, self realization. When one gets at that stage, then all these divisions they just fall apart. They are of no use. This is till then when people are identifying themselves, till then they are influenced by these modes of material nature. But once when one go back to Godhead, then there is no need of following all these things. We are in this material nature, so we are helpless to follow, we are bound to follow these things. This one should understand. Let's just discuss these more lines, then we will stop. Hmm. The question is therefore how to transcend the modes of material nature, and that transcendence is the very process of Krishna consciousness. As soon as we become situated in Krishna consciousness, we become transcendental to the modes of material nature. And see, very important point one should understand, that as we are serving Krishna at that moment, just like right now, we are hearing Krishna Katha, we are hearing scripture. So at this moment, we are, we have like, we become transcendental, we have become transcendent to these modes of material nature. When we are absorbed in hearing Krishna Katha, then we are not influenced by any of these modes. Means what I'm trying to tell here, that the moment we serve Krishna, that time we are into transcendental situation beyond all the modes of material nature. Now, this might, like, we can't, we might think that, oh, how can it be possible? I am still like, if you are, I'm feeling lethargicness, I want to sleep, or I'm feeling hungry, I'm just thinking of going to grab my lunch. But try to understand this thing. It is mentioned in our scriptures that the moment when we are serving Krishna, then that movement we are in the transcendental state. We might not be realizing this thing, but it is true. We are. Same way, anything, any material thing also, if we are putting it, or not putting also, if we have just thought that, oh, I will offer this flower to Krishna, then at that moment, even you haven't offered it yet to Krishna, but then also at that moment, that flower, it became spiritual. It is now in transcendental state. So it is mentioned in our scriptures. We might not seeing any sparkling thing around that flower, but then also it is true. It is mentioned in our scriptures. We should accept it as it is. All right. Now, this next shloka we will discuss in our next class. We will stop here now. This same reflection happened with me also. This is amazing. See now, Krishna gave us so much, so many reflections, so many realizations, so many, we experienced so many transformations. We experience reciprocations from Lord. So this is not something which is called bhavukta. Our we our relationship our relationship with Krishna is eternal, and we understand this thing by time as we gradually progress in our spiritual life. When Krishna reveals us more and more. All right, we will stop here now. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.